are. Go ahead and pop on in here and let you see some pretties I got on my desk before I go into the up camera. What do you think of those? This is the kind of fun stuff we're going to get into today, folks. All righty. Let me switch cameras here. Y'all don't mind looking at them for a little bit. All right. Let's see who all's in here. We got Anna. We got Melinda. I know Jeremy's in. Hi, Jeremy. By the way, happy birthday. We got about 15 minutes. I thought I'd pop in here a little bit early. We're testing the surroundings. Now, mine is a new setup. I'm in the other end of the house. This table's not going to be my desk after today because it's too jiggly and it lets the camera move too much. Anna's in the panhandle of Florida. Jeremy, you got a neighbor over there. Anna's singing happy birthday. Yep. And Melissa from Northern California. Welcome, Melissa. Y'all give this a thumbs up. Let everybody know that we have fun in this group. Hi, dear B. Hi, Pam. Hi, Brenda. How you feeling? You doing all right? I'm glad you made it. She's from North Carolina, folks. We're going to have a lot of new people today. You love my pretties? Well, we're going to have some fun with those today. Got a couple of extra little patterns for you to take home with you, so to speak. Something you can work on over the holidays. We'll be coming back for classes. I think it's January 6th, isn't it, Pam? January 6th? If you could, Pam, please announce that in the group. The classes will return January 6th. I've got a mini a text this week. Are we having class today? No. I want you to know, last night we had heat. Today we've got air conditioning, and in about an hour it will be timing. Melinda's close to the bar, Florida. Well, look it up and post it. Naomi from Western North Carolina. How you doing, Naomi? Hope everything's on your side of the map. I hear y'all gonna get some pretty snow if you haven't already. Now today's class is for beginners, intermediates, advanced, and shuttle tatters and needle tatters. We got a full house. We're gonna do it all. They're fairly simple. There's a few extra techniques. Plus, I've got a bunch of questions I want to answer that came in. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. Yes, it is. January 6th. Classes will return. I got some announcements to make when class starts about that too, because y'all are fixing to get the stocks knocked off. Because we're gonna have some good times in the future. I've been discussing things with folks. By the way, I hacked them off. I took sandpaper and went, I have no more nails. I cut them to the nubs. It's because we were switching rooms, and if I break a fingernail, it's down way down in the nail, and it just bleeds like a pig, and I can't. I'm on blood thinners. And just a scratch, arm off. So I have to be careful. So I just piled them off. They'll grow back fast enough. Ask Pam, ask Anna, they'll tell you. They grow back fast enough. A little too fast for my life. I'm just saying. By the way, you see my shirt? A month ago it was tight. Not anymore. It's swallowing me. I've lost another 5 pounds. Yay. My doctor was very proud of me when I went in. She said, whoa, what? She said, you lost 10 pounds. And I said, oh, she said, what are you trying? I said, yeah, I was doing them exercises, ones that push you away from the table. And it's working. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I've got a few more to lose, but I'm getting around, but not having as much back pain as I did, other than, good old Arthur loves me. He's trying to be my best friend and saying, no, I don't need any more best friends. Thank you, Pam. So, but yeah, it's been I have to lose. I've got to get 70 pounds off this body. It's not doing me any favors. I was injured in a car wreck and my back took the brunt of it. Okay. And I don't want to have to go in and have surgery because the odds of me coming out being able to use all 4 limbs is slim to none. And I don't want that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to give up living. I got a turkey neck though. See, I got all this extra skin. I got holes in my cheeks. Hi, Kathleen. Glad you could make it. How many of y'all have had that new virus going around, the one that makes you cough 10,000 times? I've heard a lot of people getting it. A lot of people here at the campground has been sick. I'm avoiding it. I'm avoiding it. And no, I don't go anywhere. I don't have to. But we did get new internet. That's why I had to not just keep with the classes. The satellite went out. We was having massive rains, flooding rains. We thought we were going to have a backstroke. And the satellite went out. We thought water got to it. No, they updated the system. And because we were part of the original group that bought into the Starlinks, we had the original Starlink. And when they upgraded it couldn't handle it. So it went bye bye. I go sleep. I'm not going to wake up no more. And so we had to wait. And they sent us a new one. It didn't cost us anything. Sent us new cables, new satellite dish, all of it. So I was excited about that. And then he had to put the truck in the shop because he was going on the road, and all of a sudden the dash lit up like Christmas tree. And he had to put it in the shop. It is still in the shop, but it will be ready on Wednesday. We had a little battling going on with the service. I didn't know what he was doing. I had to remind him I worked in service before, and yeah, that's not how you do things. So we got that squared away, and the total cost on everything, because we had 7 or 8 sensors out all at once, which is very weird. And they were still under warranty, their warranty parts. And so they went out, just boom, boom, boom. And the original bill was $2,700. We now owe 140. So yeah, we had to talk. We have an extended warranty, but it's a premier extended warranty on the truck for all the parts that aren't covered for the 100,000 mile. So because it's a diesel, he's got more headaches. So, hi, Miss Teresa. How are you today? Today is Jeremy's birthday, Teresa. We got 6 minutes. 6 minutes before the fun begins. Now the class is going to be 2 hours long, at least. Okay. But if you have to leave, go ahead. It will be up on YouTube today. But remember, the chat won't go up until tomorrow. Let's see. How many students have we got? Y'all come on in here. Let's see. Everybody give us a thumbs up. It's all good. Thumbs up. Hi, Karen. It helps our algorithm and it does help with the type of commercials we get. I mean, if we're gonna have to watch them, let's have good ones, okay? I love watching the Christmas commercials. Some of them remind me of back home. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I tell you, I got some of the best students around. Melinda's ready. I got news for you. She's excited about today. She's very excited. She told me. I love it. Well, thank you, Kathleen. I do appreciate it. I try my best. Not as good as Georgia. I'll never be as good as Georgia. I got news for you. I don't want to be as good as Georgia. She's one of a kind. And I got news for you. She is the funniest person you'll ever be around. Seriously. She can crack some one liners with a straight face, and you're just dying. She's a lot of fun. She really is. Now, she may make an appearance today because it is a special class. So, you know, if she does, great. If she doesn't, we wish her the best. Everybody say hello to Mary Jane. She's in the house. They got snow up where she's at, lots of snow. And she's not in a helicopter anytime soon, but she has been over the summer and she's hanging outside of it at her age. I don't see how. And she does everything young people do. And she's 96. She's amazing. She's an absolutely amazing lady. And she's so fun to be around. She has known Georgia since the Pink Pig class days. It goes way back. She knows Mark Myers personally. I never met Mark Myers. I have talked to him several times, but I never met him in person. And he was always somebody I wanted to meet. I find that his work is fascinating to me. He has an imagination. That's right. Happy birthday, Jeremy, and Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did. We got turkey. We went to the Crack and Barrel, as my mama used to say. Let's go to the Crack and Barrel. Where she got that from, I have no idea. But she said, let's go to the Crack and Barrel for holiday. She didn't want me to do all the cooking. I did do the cooking when I first went up there to take care of her. And it was just, I cooked for 4 days. I had every kind of pie, cake, and dessert you could think of because my family was a big dessert bunch. And I had all the victuals for turkey and dressing and all that. And I cooked everything from scratch. So it was as fresh could be. So, with that said, it is 3 o'clock. It is time for class. Got a few things I want to go over first before we get into the goodies. Because once we get into the goodies, we're just not going to be paying no mind nothing else. So, with that said, First thing I want to do is say thank you, Anna and Tanya. Thank you for the donation. I did not forget you. I just we didn't have a class after y'all donated, but I do want to say thank you. It does help and it goes a long way. Okay. Now we also have a prayer list. If you all could, for my people that pray. Now, if you don't pray, that's okay. There's no holds barred here, but we do have a long list of people needing prayer. And I always figure at Christmas time they're a little bit stronger. Wanda Tripp, she worked with Palmetto Tatting Guild for years, and she's had a run in with some bad health. So please keep her in your prayers. Kathy Lambert and her husband, they need prayers. Maridel, you've heard me call her Mary. She needs prayers. She's having a little health problems herself. Uh, there's another lady, not for Froggen, is what she goes by in classes, but her name is Gina Soro. Uh, give out shout out to the Lord for prayer for her. She's having health issues. Um, Mavis and her son, Carmen and her brother, Tom and his wife. His wife's battling again the multiple myelomas, and she's been in the hospital lately. Keep her in thought and prayer. Maybe she'll recover and be okay. We can only pray and try to make that happen. Anna and her husband, they went through a family death. It was a close family member. Please keep them in your prayer. They're still dealing with the grief side of that. And those of you that I did not mention that I don't know about, I keep you in my thoughts and prayers all the time. You're a student of mine. You are in my thoughts and prayers. Okay? So with that said, we got that out of there. Now, today I've got a couple of things that I got questions on. One was sewing in ink. I will show you that today. I will show you split chains. Okay, the split chain lady, we know who you are. I will show you how to do a split chain. I will also show you how to do mock rings. They're so they're easy peasy, folks. Throne rings, they're easier than self closing mock rings. Okay, I'm just saying, I want you all to quit looking at tatting as if it's a forbidden art. Okay, don't be so skittish to try new things. Okay, because when you try new things, you may find out, hey, this is easy peasy. What was stopping me before now? You were stopping you. Okay, so get out of your way and do it because every one of you can do this. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Trust me. I am not tech savvy at all, but I can get on this computer and I can teach it. And there's a lot of computer stuff that goes with on the technical side to put on a class. Okay. So if I can do it, you can too. Never sell yourself short and never doubt yourself. You're the only person that can make yourself do anything and achieve the goals you want to achieve. Nobody's going to go do it for you. They'll show you how to do it for yourself. They're not going to do it for you. And if you don't step out on that limb and try something, you're never going to achieve that goal. Okay? But remember, I have the life preserver in case you fall off. All right? I'm only an email away. And I do try to get back pretty fast. Sometimes I don't, especially if I'm trapped and can't get to the computer. But otherwise, I will get back to you pretty darn fast. Okay? I know we have a time frame set for when classes are out of office and things like that. But if I see that it's something that's stopping you from moving forward with the project, I'll answer you. I will send you a direct link to something that will help you. So don't worry about it. I am my favorite. Hi, Silver. How are you? Glad you can make it. All right, next. And this is very important. How many of you are finished with your Christmas? I know I haven't started. I'm still waiting on Christmas list for the grants. They must be huge list. They have to rob a bank. Just saying, 6 grandkids, they have to rob a bank. But you can always make something fast to give to somebody that just popped in, okay? So, with that said, what we're doing today, you can make pretty fast, very easy, but I'm gonna show you the needle way and the shuttle way, okay? Now, I know there are several of you that take needle classes from other needle teachers, okay? That's fine. I don't gonna stop you from going where you want to go. I do know enough about needle tatting to be dangerous, okay? So, it's fair warning, okay? But when you learn it from me, know that you're getting all that I got, okay? I will take you as far as I can. There are other needle teachers out there that can take you further, all right? There we go. We're back. Did I disappear, folks? I don't know. It looks like no, I didn't disappear. Okay, we're moving on. Um, but you know, just remember these you can use, okay? Even if it's guys, you can use it. Guys like things to hang from their mirrors, okay? I'm saying if they're older guys, you can use these on their ties if they wear a tie to work, okay? So remember that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna show you the goodies. Then I'm gonna do these techniques for you. Okay. So let's go downstairs. All right. If I can get my Miss Mouse going. By the way, Miss Mia is being a pill lately. She thinks mommy should hold her all the time, and mommy don't have time. There you go, folks. Now check out what is on my desk. Let's say what it is. Let's say what it is. That is just totally gorge. Okay. These are all the patterns that are available to you. Plus, there's another one, and it is a wreath. Hi, Harold. Glad you could make it. The other one is a wreath. But all right, you're working on a tatted handkerchief edging that's supposed to be a Christmas gift for your mom. Behind it. Oh, well, I'm glad that you can take the time to visit with us and finish mom's present. Mom is important. Okay. Hi, Jess. Happy holidays. All right. So, what you see is just a snippet of what we're going to do. Just a little snippet. All right. So, with that said, first things first, there is a wreath pattern. If you have problems with that pattern, I'll walk you through it. It's really simple. That's why I didn't put it down here. Most of these are fairly simple. But as you can see, we're working with elements here. Some of you haven't even touched. Okay. So I don't want to scare you off or send you off into another world, but these are things that make up fast gifts. This is the snowman of the day. Wanda Solomon created this snowman. Now, you can put this, hang a chain off the bottom of this snowman, okay? And you could literally make a bookmark, all right? Or you can use him for an applique on a shirt, a tie, anything, a pocket. Put a pin on the back of him, and pin into your lapel. So you see, he's doable. I just got a commercial. I'm sure you all got one too. So we're gonna make him, okay? The other thing that is a freebie today is this candy cane. Now, this is the needle tatted version in size 10 thread. I told you my needle tatting needs work. I haven't needle tatted in a very long time. I do know, trust me, I know how. I just haven't done it. I'm a shuttle tat. And this is my shuttle tatting candy cane. As you can see, there are two different directions. Okay, there's a reason because the first one I started with, my tatting was a little tight and he had too much eggnog. He got too much nog in his egg. and he didn't curve. He went everywhere. So don't let that happen to you. I tap very tight, and I use itty bitty teeny baby picos, the little dots. And this is what I ended up, and it didn't curve like it was supposed to. You have to leave a little bit of a gap right here on these twine picos, or he's not gonna curve. Hi, Desiree. Glad you can make it, hon. So when you do it, make sure you leave a gap. This pattern really lends its way to needle tatting, and I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, this one I will just give you the start. This is a ring and chain pattern and just general joints. Okay, so I'll get you walking on this one. Now, this one here is one we're going to do through class. Okay, and this one here. Everybody get your patterns out. Okay, this one here, the snowman. All right, that's the first one we're going to do. This is the second one. Now, this one has a story behind it. And this one starts the theme for next year's classes for 2026 till we close out for spring break or summer break. This is a pattern that Lily Morales has in her book. You can't find the book. The book is out of print. Okay, let me get all my paperwork out of here. Now, I can't open the book because it has patterns in it. Georgia helped her write this book. So she passed from breast cancer. She thought she was clean. She went back in for her checkup, and it had metastasized and was stage 4. And they gave her dates. Anytime they give you dates, it's back. So when I've had this book for a long time. Okay, I didn't even know I had it until a friend, another tatting friend, asked, "What's this pattern?" I'm like, "I've never seen that pattern, but where did I see that pattern?" And it was from this book. So, this is going to start next year's theme. We are going to do like the football and the basketball. They got the Hall of Fame for their players and stuff. We are going to do something very similar, but it's for the tatters that have passed that built tatting to what it is today. Each person will have one pattern we do in class, and each person will have a little blurb about their history and how they came to light. And the reason I chose this book is her tatting was a labor of love, and every tatter feels that. And I thought, how fitting to start with her. So I wrote her family and I got permission. This is the only book that she did, I believe. And her tatting is impeccable. So if you can run across it, look for it. And if you see it in a secondhand store or any of the online auctions, grab it. Okay. It's a really good book. It's for beginners. Okay. There's so many patterns in here for beginners. Unbelievable. But her name is Lily Falls Morales. And I spoke with her before she passed and she got the dates. And I told her, I said, you're going to be so missed by the tatting community, not for just what you did for the tatting community, but what you did for the tatters and how you made them feel. She built confidence with fellow tatters. Everything she did, she uplifted so many people. And for that, we're going to remember her with her Christmas lights necklace. I think this is fitting to do for the holidays. And then you can wear it after the holidays for every holiday that comes along from now on. Because we're going to do it in tatting thread, but you can use it metallics. It will last forever. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to show you how to do the hardest part of this pattern, and that is this trim. Okay, because this joins 2 split rings. This is all split rings up here, and then it you do this first, and then you start your splitting chains off the sides. You add in your findings, and your Bob's your uncle, you're done. Now this centerpiece can be an angel, it can be a little, charm of some kind that represents the holidays. It could be a cross, it could be a star, it could be a lot of things, or it can just be a continuation of your charms you're wearing, okay? You don't have to use Christmas lights, you can use whatever you want and make it an everyday necklace. It's a very easy pattern to follow. It's one page. This is it. That's your uncle. There it is. So we're gonna do that. That's the 2 main patterns we're gonna do. And this starts our next year's theme of remembrance of other tatters. Now, we're gonna have a challenge, folks, okay? And the challenge is going to be, let's name the page. Remember, it is a page for tatters that have passed on that help build tatting to what it is today. So think about the name. Turn the name in, and I will have a special gift to send to you or a gift card. Okay? So with that said, think about it. Send in your title names. All right? And then we'll go from there. All right. So with that said, we're gonna go on and we're gonna look at this candy cane. Stephanie Wilson, aka for those of you that are from back in the day, she went by Winkerbill. She's a wonderful person. She's a beautiful, beautiful heart. I'm telling you, she's beautiful inside and out when I say that. She redid this. It was a class that was posted on the website, class website, and Anita did it in an earlier class, and it just tears down. And she did it in needle and shuttle and wrote the pattern. So she did a basic version of the pattern. When I did mine, okay, let me get this. When I did mine, not the drunk one just over up, all I got to say. When I did mine, I went through and I numbered my rings and my chains because she didn't have them numbered. She has them numbered here, which shuttle you're using for the 2 separate colors. But what I used was Handy Hands, and the color number on this is 151, size 20, and it's red and white. The variegation, it varies, and it's not like this, okay? It doesn't come out like this. It's just like the black and white, the green and white, they're variegated, but they're not evenly variegated, which if you know anything about handmade items, nothing matches, okay? I don't care what you do, you can't get 2 things to match, size or nothing. This works perfect, okay? So you don't have to worry about switching colors. I don't like switching colors because I don't like tying in those ends, okay? I don't like using the magic thread trick. If I'm gonna mess with my ends, I'm gonna sew them in, and then after I sew them in, I'm gonna put a spot of glue on there to hold them in place. The type of glue that I use, this, okay? That'll last forever. It won't wash out. Just a little spot will do you, okay? If you use fray check or anything similar to fray check, over time it does wash out, but it will also yellow your fabrics, okay? And your tatting thread will take on the yellow tint, okay? So there's the do's and the don'ts, all right? But remember, all the patterns that we're doing today, you can do them in Elizabeth thread, you can do them in pearl cottons, your embroidery cloths. You can put them in metallics. The choice is yours. I'm not gonna tell you what to tat with. All I'm gonna do is show you how to tat it. So, we're gonna start with this one here because this one is the I'm gonna show you how to get going, alright? Now, we're gonna do that on needle because that's the way she intended the pattern to go, was needle. Alright? So, let me get stuff out of the way over here. Get myself together. All right. what I have. I don't have a red in size 10, okay? Doing needle tatting for me in size 10 keeps me from losing my cookies. Um, I tried the size 20 red and white, okay, for that pattern. I like to pull my hair out because it twisted, it turned, it tied in knots and everything else. The size 10 doesn't do it so bad. It still does it, but not near as bad, and it's easier to straighten out. So that's why we're using the not so red. Okay? We'll just leave it at that. Now, as you can see, I got all my threading needles right here. And what I want is a size 5 to go with my size 10. Now, I know which one's the size 5, okay? But I am going to show you how to measure your size 5. If I can get my fingers to work today, it'll be a small miracle. All right, Handy Hands has a needle gauge. If your needle goes through and comes out the other side, it is a size 5. If it goes in, you're lucky on a size 7. If it goes all the way through on a 3 and it's real loose, you know that's not a 3. This is a size 5 because it goes in and comes out. And it's got a little catch to it when it comes out right there at the end. And it's because it's letting you know it's tight. And so it will be the tightness of this needle. Now, the next thing Handy Hands has that I like, they send with the needles that metal uh, needle threader. It breaks first time you use it. I got this one, and I'm in love with this one. I'm just gonna be honest. If I like something and I'm using it, you better believe I'm gonna put the faces to it, and it needs to work for me. Because if it doesn't, it ain't no count. I don't have patience for things that don't want to work. Ask my husband, he will tell you, he's surprised at the things I've thrown away because it irritates me. You don't wanna work the way I want you to work? And that's the way I feel. Carolyn knows this. I mean, she's been to my house and knows it. It's got to go and work a certain way, or I just can't tolerate it. I have so much that I do, I don't have time for things not to work for me. So, what I did is I hung my needle on. See how it's hanging on the little it's swaying. All we're gonna do is drop our thread down through that little hole on that needle threader. You don't need to drop much. Pull it through. Look how easy that pulls through, and it's done. And the needle threader is still intact. It's not broken. And I got news for you. I'm in love with this. And there's 2 different sizes now, folks. You got 2 different sizes. Look at the monstrosity there. That's for the yarn needles. Yeah, she's got yarn needles too. But the negative space on them really irritates my nerves, I'll be honest. Now, with this pattern, you're gonna need a pretty good size scale. You see how it's twisting up? Let me show you something. This is how easy it is to get the twist out. You just drop it and let it hang. The twist is gone. Not like your shuttles. It's nothing like your shuttle, okay? Now, this is a great beginner pattern for beginners because all it is needles and your thread. There's no big fancy hoops we're gonna jump through, none at all. All right? So there we go. Yeah, Harold has caught a lot of my stuff. All right, now, needle tatters. Remember, we hold our needle. We leave us a little loop here, down here at the bottom. That's for our closing of our rings. We're going to start with a ring. Ring consists of 4 picot, 4 picot, 4. Okay? So it's 4 double stitches separated by 3 picots. See, I threw one out at you. So we got our first double stitch, second, third, and fourth. And we got to put a picot in there. Now, needle tatters, again, with a pattern like this, it's a breeze because you can just lay your finger there and gauge your picots. Okay? So lay your finger there and gauge it. And remember, we want those picots pretty decent size. See? There they are. See that? Move it up to you. See? So now we're going to put in our last 3 double stitches on that segment there. That's 3, 4. Okay. Now let me show you something here. This, you're getting all kinds of lessons today. You needle tatters. I want you to look. Y'all got it made in the shade. You can count your stitches. If you mess up and put too many, you just slide them off the end. Shuttle tatters, you have to pull them off. That's what makes this pattern sweet for a needle. Okay? Because you've got so many, you know, redundant counts. Okay? They're all through the pattern. And then you get this one glitch of a change and you forget you got to back it off. Okay? So remember, there are patterns that scream needle tatting, and there are patterns that scream shuttle. And this one screams needle because it's meant to work better on needle. All right? Because needle makes it the soft tension you need, and shuttle tatters don't know soft tension. Okay? They do, but they forget. Needle tatters tat tightly. Lots of them do. Now that's the last of our stitches. We've got our 3 picots separated by 4 double stitches. Okay? Now we get ready to pull it off. Pull this off. You see that loop that we left? Put your finger in it. Walk your thread through. Lay your needle down. Find your tail. The way you do it, you pull. If the tail moves, keep pulling. Okay? And if you do it right, you won't have to cut the end of that tail off because it won't fray. Run your needle through your loop. Okay? Put your loop in the pinch and start to close your ring. Pull it tight. Now, when you close your ring, you see what's going to happen. Everything's going to just flip-a-roo, dance, move around, do its thing. Fiddle with it, straighten your stitches. Okay? Put everything where it's supposed to go. You've got it tight enough to hold. All right? Now, put everything in your pinch and pull it over tighter. Lock everything in. Okay? Now we've got a knot we got to tie. Got to do what they call tying off. This is what secures your stitches. What I do is I take my thread, wrap it across, wrap it around my finger and close it up. Take my needle, go over that middle finger, back up through, and pull. Once I get to that point, I reverse my work, okay, and pull it down. That is what they mean by the shoelace trick. Hi, Aurora. How are you doing? All right, now we are in position to make our chain. Okay, when we do that, we're ready to make the chain. You want to lay your needle on the back side of your work and you want to put your stitches on. The first is 4, picot 4. So we're going to go, that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, put up the twisted back on it. All right, now you're going to put a picot in. You got to put that picot in, folks. And then we put in our other 3 double stitches. It's 2, 3, and our fourth double stitch. Now for the chain, you just pull it off. Okay. You're not doing a ring, so you don't go back through the loop. You just pull it off, adjust your chain. Remember, we're going to wrap our finger to create tension, come back across. And then as we make our knot, okay, watch what I'm doing. I'm putting myself in position for the next element, which is another ring. See how easy that is? That is so okay. So now you know. Now you're going to do your next ring. When you do your next ring, your needle lays on top of the work. When you go on the back side of your work, your needle will go under the work. When you're working on front side of your work, the needle goes on the top of your work. Top is front, back is bottom. The front is where, let's look at this. See the caps? See those 2 caps on either side of that picot? That shows you that's the front. When it's on the back, you have no caps on either side of that picot. Y'all see that? Tell me you can see it. If you can't, zoom in, okay? But that will show you how to see this front and back. So we put our needle on the front and we start putting our 4 double stitches on. That's 2, 3, and yeah, that's 4. Now we gotta have a joining picot. What I do is I pull my work up just a little, okay? Then I get my little fancy crochet hook here. And there's a reason I use this. You don't wanna take your tatting up here because you're liable to pull it off the end, and all that work just went for naught. And if this was a long chain, you'd be crying about it. You go in here, hold your needle, wrap your thread. Give yourself some tension with that thread. You wanna wrap it and pull it through. When you pull it through, go ahead and place it over your needle and walk it down, okay? And then move on with your stitches. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a picot at the top. That's a decorative picot. That's 1. This is 2, 3, 4. Let's scan them off. We got 4. We got another picot to put in. That will be our joining picot, so we want it to have a little bit of a gap. So when it starts to turn, as we back off these stitches, it will start curving like it's supposed to. Okay? That's why needle tatting lends its way to this pattern. It gives the softness you need. Now, this is a ring, so remember we want to put our finger in the loop, pull it through. Once you get your tail through, run that needle up through the loop. Watch. We're going to close it, keep closing it. Pull it tight. Now, here we go. Wrap it around that finger, get us some tension, and let's get our knot in there. We pull it, and as we're coming down with it, we're reversing our work. Remember, when you reverse your work, top becomes bottom, bottom becomes top. When you put that knot in, there you are. That's the bottom. So you're set to move on with the next chain. So that's how you start that candy cane and needle. Okay? So we got that out of the way. So let's move on. Now the rest of these patterns are basically the same technique on needle because all of them are rings and chains. It's just how you place the rings and the chains that gives you the effect you're looking for. Okay, hey, creative Lillian. You know who you are. Yes, we do. That's a good thing. And my crochet hook is in the spirit of the holidays. So there you go. We got bases loaded over here. Now I'm going to cut this thread off right there. We're going to lay that over there because that's a snippet we can use for something later, you know, class when we're learning something. All right, so let's do the snowman now. I know I've got to play a thing to go on there. I just can't find my nose is itching. That means somebody's coming to see me. All right, so we did the candy cane. Let's put that up. The next one is this snowman. Now you have options with your accessories. Now you have to have a 4-hole button. And as you can see, I use green buttons here. I got these red ones. They're a little bit bigger, but they're doable. I was going to make it with this, but this would take yarn with size 20 and with size 10. It didn't work. It got lost in itself. So what you want to do is get buttons that are smaller. She used a 1 inch, I think is what the pattern says, or a 1/2 inch. You could go up to a 3/4 inch. It's not going to hurt it. Just remember, the bigger the button, the bigger the ring has to be. Because what's going to happen is you're going to lose these rings that are joining to the buttons. Okay? Get that out of the way in my drunk candy cane. Now, so you also need a hat that is cut out of felt, or you can use foam, such as I did. I had a bunch of this foam. We had black. I said, hey, it'll work. Now, you can either make the decorative flower on the hat, or you can get those, get plastic beads and stuff from Walmart and stuff for the holidays, and you can use that. And you just glue it on, okay? Again, my favorite glue to use is fabric. This will glue anything you got to fabric, okay? Fabric to fabric, plastic to fabric, paper to fabric. If it's got fabric on there, it will stick it together, all right? So, with that said, the Fabri-Tac comes in handy like crazy, man. So, let's see who we got. Lucy, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, now, y'all newbies that just come in a little bit late, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. It will be up after the live today. The chat won't go up probably till tomorrow. This class today is probably going to last about 2 hours, folks. We're going to do so much fun stuff. You're just going to be funned out. Get ready for your nap. All right. So we're going to start this one. Now, you see my ribbon here. I need a piece of ribbon. Now, she doesn't give how long the ribbon needs. This one's probably a little bigger. I know they've got smaller red ribbons. I couldn't find any. I know I have some, but where it's at, because if you can tell, we've moved rooms. And, yeah, everything's chaos right now. So what I did is I just used what I could get my hands on, and that's okay. All right. There are 2 things you're going to need: a pair of scissors and a lighter. Why do you need a lighter? Well, you're going to need a lighter because all ribbon, even rose grain, you need to singe the end so that it doesn't fray. Okay. So what I would do is cut off enough, okay, like this. Come in and do it like that. Then I would do the other end like just the end. Now, take your lighter. If you're on oxygen, don't do this. Fair warning. Singe the end without burning it. That's all you got to do. That will stop it from fraying. Okay. It will not fray. Now, if you like the frayed look, over time it will fray. Okay. So that's how you stop that. So we got that problem solved. We've got our bow, our ribbon. We've got our buttons. We've got our little snowflake, and we got our hat. Just in, you cut your hat out. All right. Now, if you don't have a ribbon to use, you can use a bow in place of the ribbon. You can use a red bow. You can get a packet of these bows on Amazon. Okay. And they come in a variety of colors. So you can have a pink snowman with pink bow if you want. Purple snowman with purple bow. It's up to you. To each his own. Okay. And you can make them as ornaments, bookmarks, lapel pins. You can put them on a tie as an embellishment. Okay. You can use them as an applique. However you want to use it. Okay. Hi, Joan. So let's get into this. We're going to do our little snowman. Now, here's what I got. I have a shuttle fully loaded. You're not going to need that much thread unless you're going to do more than one. Then you're going to need, okay, going to need it. Now you want a softer thread than the Elizabeth. Elizabeth, if you tat tight, it can turn into a dagger real fast. Throwing dagger. That's Elizabeth. You don't want it to be a throwing dagger. Get you something softer. Use pearl cotton or something like that. This is Sevilla. It's hard to find. If you find it, get it in the white. You can do e-crow and give it a vintage look. Okay. It's up to you. What color you make your snowman is your business, not mine. Now, because it's a ring and chain pattern, you only need a shuttle. She calls for 2 shuttles, doesn't she? No, 2 buttons. I knew there was a 2 in there somewhere. All right. So with that said, what you're going to do is get your button. First thing you want to do. Now, we're going to make our first ring, which is 3 joined to 1 hole of the top button, 3. So let's do that. We're going 1, 2, and 3. Everything. It's shifty. It's a shifty day. Now, I don't know if Lottie, have you made it in? I know she was coming, Lottie Essig. She was coming in. If you're here, hello, Lottie. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3. Now, pick up our button. Get our crochet hook. Pop off our Santa head. Go through our buttonhole. Grab that thread that is wrapped on our hand for our ring and pull that thread up. Place it on our finger. Now, how easy is that? Okay, you have to go to the designer site. Naomi, are you registered with the classes, or are you just registered on YouTube for the classes? Because if you have a problem printing the snowman pattern, I will send you PDF in your email. If you have your email address. Just let us know. If not, Pam, can you get Naomi's email address and get that out to her, please? All right. Now, when we come up through the buttonhole, see my shuttle? Here's my pointy thing. My picker. You want your picker, if you've got one, but the front of your shuttle to come up through that loop that's on your finger. Like your finger out, put it back in your thread, adjust. As you're coming down the button on this, lay everything the way you want it, because once you get it in, there's no taking it out. You will tear it up. Hi, Angel. Now, you're gonna put in 3 more double stitches. Okay, that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, most people at this point will say, there is no way that ring is going to close with just them 3 and then into the big button. Watch this. Y'all ready for some magic? Drop our shuttle down through there to make that ring easy to close. Just close away. Just tighten it up. Keep it in the pinch until you get it closed. How easy was that? What do you think? Did we conquer? We came, we saw, we conquered. That's what tatters do. Now, the instructions say we go into ring 2 and we're going to make another ring. Now, at this point, you can do this one of 2 ways. You can keep playing off with the chain or with the ball thread and a shuttle, or you could actually wrap a second shuttle and do the second ring off the second shuttle. Okay. I'm not going to do that because we have beginners. And beginners start with a ball and a shuttle. We don't move to two shuttles until they're well versed on ring and chain. Okay. So with that said, put in our first double stitch. Okay. We got to go 1. We got 5 of those to put in. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Well, better open that ring up. Take my advice on that. Open your ring up. Give yourself plenty of finger room and pick up button 2. Get our Santa Claus crochet hook, and we're gonna grab that thread on our loom and pull it through. Are you gonna? It kept coming off. If your thread comes off your crochet hook, try again. All right. Now, again, here we go. Our shuttle's in the up position. We're going up through that loop. Put our fingers back in our loom and draw it down where it needs to go. This is where it can get fidgety. Turn your little button around until it all lines up like it should. You want your thread coming into the pinch. See that? You want it to come from the hole into the pinch. There's a reason. When I tell you that, there is a reason you want to do that. Now you want to put in the last 5 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got it? Now again, everybody with that negative mindset says that's not going to close. Well, it will. Again, drop our shuttle down through, put it all in the pinch, and just close away. Now we've got our 2 buttons on. We're ready to move on. So now we got to what? Reverse our work. And we're going to put in a chain. And this chain has staggered picots. See all them picots? They're staggered. Now, I got a little picot gauge. When I'm working with staggered picots, this is my favorite picot gauge to use. Want to know why? Because I can put my picot in, move on, move into the next size, and so on. And I don't have to worry with it. Now, I do have a little bit of down here. Trust me, you will too. Okay, unless you work with buttons all the time, you're gonna have some gappos. It will fix itself on this pattern. Okay, it will draw up. That is a given. So the pattern says we are going to do 4 double stitches. Let me pick up on that shuttle just a little. I like working with 12 miles of thread. And I'm doing mine front side, back side. It's just a half. That's 2, 3, 4. We got our 4 double stitches. And the first picot is a small picot. So I want to start my picots right here on this 1/4 inch because them small ones using the um, pearl cotton and the Sibilia, they get lost. Okay. So now we get to do 2 double stitches. That's 1 and 2. Now the next stage is we're going up to the mark between the 1/4 and the half. I don't know what it's called. Can't think. My brain's not working on measurements. It's Saturday. And we're going to put in 2 double stitches. Now our next picot is going to be the 1/2 inch. That way y'all can see them. And they're going to be frilly. They're going to be frilly. Hi, Lori. And we're going to put in our 2 double stitches. Well, guess what? Now we're going back down the other direction. There we go. So let's do that. I'll put in the 1/4 inch. There you are. Put in 2. And then we're going to put in our last picot. Is the one below the 1/4. Now you can do whatever size picots you want, whatever you think you like. Now this last one has 4 double stitches. This can be where you're going to forget that last double stitch. Okay, make sure you don't. Put in our 4. There we go. We got our 4. So we have our staggered picots. Now what I like to do is take my pick or my crochet hook and go through and adjust all these picots on sides. Make sure things lay like you want them to. Because once you put it together, you don't want to take it apart. Every time you take something apart, it makes it worse. So we got to put in our next ring, and it's going to go in that same hole. And this is a count of 5, join 5. And it's a rhythm all the way around with this snowman. Okay? It's 3, 4, 5. Isn't it? Yeah, 5. Don't need that other half. There. Now we're going to open the ring, give ourselves work room, let the twist come out of that shuttle. Open our shuttle up just a little. Go back into that same hole and grab our thread. Remember, hook it on our finger. Make our fingers work for us. Okay? So when I ask you, what do you tap with? You say fingers, toes, and everything goes. Tighten it up. Put in the other half of that ring. It's 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And we close off there. I forgot to drop that shuttle through. That's okay. If you forget, it's all right. You can still close it, but it'll be Yankee. Okay? It closes a lot smoother if you post your shuttle. And that's what that is. When you drop your shuttle back through, you're posting the shuttle. Correct, Lillian. It is 1/2 inch. All right. Now, as you can see, you would continue on, and every buttonhole gets 2 rings joined to it. Now, when you come back around to here on this side, watch your directions closely, okay? Because when it gets back around to that, check out this pattern. We started here, we was joined to the top button. We come in, we did ring 2 and joined to the bottom button. Just did this, and we come in and did the 3rd button, okay? You go on around, all of them get 2 buttons in. When you come into number 9, you're gonna go over to number 10 in the top, okay? You're going to do 3 or 4 double stitches here, okay? And go into number 11. On this side, you're going to do 3, okay? So watch and be careful that you don't forget these 3 double stitches. Everybody got that? Yeah, these are just a little bit bigger. I got these at Walmart, okay? And you can get them in red and green or solid red. Now, I got little plastic bags. I stuck them in. But the red ones come half inch all the way down to the 1/4 inch, okay? So you can get them out of these bags. It is the half inch all the way down to the 1/4 inch. And the 1/4 inch, that's these little small ones here with the 2 hole. There are some 4 holes in the small ones here, okay? Because that's what I used up here in the green was the small 4 hole. In fact, there's right there. Uh, so yeah, you can go, like I said, a little bit bigger, not don't step up to something this size because if you do, you've got to increase your stitch count, okay? You can, but remember, anytime you go bigger or smaller by leaps and bounds, you've got to change stitch count. And remember this, just because you changed the stitch count or you added more picots does not give you the right to claim that pattern as yours. It's not. It's the same pattern, you just enlarged or shrank the pattern, just like you do when you're crocheting. Let me get my mouse. Get back here. There we go. Do I use a finer thread for the 1/4 inch buttons? No. The pattern calls for, you can use Elizabeth, but you can also use pearl cotton, any size pearl cotton you want to use. Remember this size 12 pearl cotton is smaller in diameter than the size 8. The larger the number in the pearl cotton, the smaller it is. The larger number in tatting, the smaller it is. The smaller you go, the smaller your button needs to be. You can use baby buttons on size 40 thread, and you will get the same result. Just a delicate looking snowman. Does that make sense? Can you fathom that? How it will make it appear more delicate with the smaller buttons and the smaller thread? It'll be baby size. Okay, it'll be half this size. It'll come in about that tall, the size of the 2 button stack. So yeah, the smaller the thread. If you use sewing thread, use the real tiny baby buttons, okay? And they will be cute. For those of you that have the little trees that you sit on your table and every holiday you decorate them with eggs and hearts and stuff like that, make the small ones and just decorate it with little small snowman, little tiny candy canes. I mean, think about that. How cute will that be sitting on your table? Okay. You just have to tell the little kiddos it's not candy. Okay. So they don't mess. But I got you going on the snowman. I walked you through that. I want to get you into this. This is the one you all are going to really put your lids on, and then we'll get into the patterns or the techniques that you all want to touch on, okay? So with that said, let's move on. We got our snowman done. We'll put him up there. We got our candy canes done, and we said, "Don't do this because the candy cane's drunk. He had too much nog in his eggnog." Yeah, I was patting him up and the cat very tight. I forgot you gotta loosen it up for that snowman, that candy cane, and I did a number on it. So, now when you get ready to put this on, you just lay this around his little neck, just like I did this one, okay? Lay it around his neck, you can go either direction. I did mine backwards because I want mine going different directions. I don't want them to be the same, okay? Um, I'm eclectic like that. I like different things. But take it, wrap it around, use your Fabri-Tac, or you can actually sew it if you want. If you really wanna get out a needle and thread and knock yourself out, I am not gonna stop, but you put them together, glue it down, and she's done. Alright, now let's get on with it because this is the cat's meow right here. Now, I'm gonna show you all something real quick. There is 3 ways that you can put these on here, okay? The instructions say to use split rings, okay, actual split rings and rings, okay? The rings and split rings they're talking about is this. This is a regular ring you'd use when you're making jewelry called findings, and this is a split ring that you use. If you're working with smaller threads, metallic threads, and you make this necklace, please, above all, do this one thing to save yourself time, trouble, and many headaches. Use a split ring on it. Okay? The reason you need to use a split ring on it is so that it doesn't slip off with your finer threads, okay, and with metallics. These little gems will slip off, little charms. They will slip off. The thread will find its way. I'll pull out one of these super large jump rings here. And this is a split ring jump ring. Where these 2 come together, let me get it up here so you guys can see. Where these 2 meet up here, that thread will find its way right in between. I mean, all you gotta do is move your neck, and Murphy be standing beside you, your necklace falls apart right then and there. You're at a party at work and you're wearing your necklace, you don't want that to happen. You want compliments, not, "Oh gosh, now we gotta pick up all them beads." Okay? So, that said, use a split ring on the top part where it meets the thread, okay? The bottom is a regular ring used in jewelry making called jump rings. Now, I buy these kits that have both silver and gold. You can get kits that have silver, gold, rose gold, brass, you name it, they got it. And silver and gold is the ones that I use the most, okay? Now, for people that are hypoallergenic to all kinds of metals, sometimes the cheaper jump rings don't work, but you can get hypoallergenic metals, okay? They cost a few cents more, not dollars, cents, okay? They're not much more expensive. Or you can really step out on a limb and get silver or gold. But if you're going to sell this necklace, charge for the silver and gold, okay? Because it costs you, make sure they pay for the cost that it costs you, okay? But just get regular jump rings. Now, There's a ring that some of the jump ring, kits will come with, and this is a jump ring opener. To open your jump ring, you just lay your jump ring on there, twist, and it pops it open. Now, if it's already open, you put the jump ring in there and you twist it back the other way, it closes it evenly for you. I myself like jewelry tools. I used to be a bead artist, and I worked with a lot of beads and a lot of jewelry. This here is what I use to close jump rings, okay, is my flat nose pliers. And this here is a split ring plier. Now, I'm going to show you this pattern you don't need to do that, okay, because your jump ring, once you connect it here, you're good. Because then you come in and use it on the other way. I'm gonna grab this big jump ring again. I'm gonna show you something. If you put the curved end inside and close your pliers, you see it just open. Look, see? It opened it, and you can slip whatever you need right in there. Let go, and it did not spring your jump ring, okay? So, there's some tidbit helpful advice. Now, if you follow it, great. If you don't call me and say, "Oops, I told you." These jewelry tools you can get on Amazon. You don't have to pay an arm and a leg for them. These are quite pricey, um, but they're worth their weight in gold, okay? These here I got, I think it was Hobby Lobby, probably, or Michael's, or it could have been the, uh, glow beads that I got. I don't remember. That's how old these things are. But they're flat nose. There's no, ridges in here to mar your stuff. If you're worried about it, put a piece of towel between it, okay? But they are spring action. These are not, but these are, okay? So be mindful of that because your fingers caught in spring. But those are tools that will help you in jewelry making when you're tatting. Making jewelry. So there's your little tidbit of info. Now, this here, we went through that. This one here was added as we tatted. This one here, I had fed onto the shuttle and let it ride on the shuttle, okay? And then when it came time to pull it down, that's exactly what I did. I pulled it down, okay? So either way you wanna go at it, that's fine. Whatever floats your boat, trips your trigger, whatever you wanna do. Now, you can have different kinds and different sizes. These I got from Buttons Galore, okay? And they have a plastic tip on them, so be careful. You could break this tip real easy. And, they're a lot bigger than these. So it depends on what size thread you're going to use, what size ornament you're gonna put on. Now they have small ornaments, Amazon carries them, that are really, really cute, and they're probably not any bigger than this, really, when it gets down to brass tacks. But, they also had these. I've got these in my Amazon affiliate listing. You can pick which one you want. Walmart has these 14.99, same size package, and it comes from Buttons Galore. Buttons Galore is 29.99, and so is Amazon. So, tip of the day, go to Walmart, and it's the Christmas light bulb beads or buttons is what they've got them listed as buttons. These are the beads, okay? And this has like a metalish cap to it, and the gold paint on some of them has seeped down, so you'll have to pop through with a needle to get it to go on. But they'll hold up. These are very lightweight. These are a little bit heavier. I would use the smaller ones, okay, as the treats for the necklace, and these larger ones, I would make earrings out of. Oops, yes. Oh, earrings. Awesome. All you need for earrings is your jump rings and an earwire, and you've got a set of earrings. Now, Want to make a bracelet? You can do that too. Okay. Make a bracelet. Do a split ring bracelet and hang this from the split rings. It's up to you. Heart's desire. Anything you want it to be. So what we're going to do is we are going to do this part first. But I'm going to show you something on this pattern. Once you get this done, there's little tiny picots at both ends. And that is where you will join to with your thread. Grab this. You will join to it as if this thread was connected to a ball, just like before. Grab your crochet hook, put it in your picot. We're wrapped up. Say we're going to do a chain. Grab that thread, pull it through, and you're ready to tat. Okay? The first ring is a ring. From then on, it is all split rings. And you do it to the length that you want. Okay? Because everybody's neckline is different. Okay? Everybody's body type is different. Measure for yourself. If you're doing gifts, measure per standard measure for necklaces. Okay. This necklace can be one that fits up close to the collar, or it can hang down as a decoration. It's up to you. How long you make the center part is how long the main part of the necklace will be. Okay. So if you make this 16 inches and you've got 16 inches plus whatever your split rings are going up this way. So adjust your size to fit what you want. Okay? Because there's nothing any more festive than Christmas lights at a Christmas party. Think about that. So let's get started. The first thing she says is ring A is 7, and we're going to join that 7 to our first. Now, wait a minute. Here we go. Let me get this. We've got 7 and a picot. Okay. This picot, the little, you see the plus and the little minus below it. That means this picot is where your split rings are going to come in and join right there. Everybody got that? That's where your split rings will start. So it starts off with a regular ring, goes right into a line of split rings to finish your length. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that first ring. I'm going to show you how to pop that thing on there. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now we want a very tiny micro dot picot. Okay. So bring it down, measure by eye, and put our first double stitch in, and we need 3 more of them things. That's 2, 3, total of 4. Okay. Another one of those micro dot little picots. Okay, so we're going to put in 3 double stitches. That's 2 and 3. Now this is our ring. Remember, we're going to post that shuttle, folks. So pull it out, run our shuttle down, and close. Because of the type of work we're doing, it's all decorative and jewelry. You want to post that shuttle. Because if you have to open that ring, you need that shuttle posted. The only way that ring's going to open easily with beads attached is if it's posted. Okay? So, therefore, post your shuttle. All right. Now, we're going to go our next ring, which is 3, join to that first picot. You just turn your work a quarter turn. 1, 2, and 3. Now, let me get my unicorn. Got a unicorn to join because this is size 20. I don't need the big monster crochet hook. Pull it through. Again, tag our finger with it. Come up and pull it down. Now it says we got to have 8 more double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we've got to open our ring up. You see I don't have much room. So I've got the first half of my 7th stitch. Now I'm going to open that ring with the half stitch. If I put the full stitch in, it's going to pull that second leg of that stitch down, and it's going to have a perfect little V right there. It's going to be noticeable. You don't want that. So catch it in the center of a stitch and open. That prevents that leg from folding under itself. Okay, now we've done the second half of number 7. You see, you can't even tell you've opened the ring. And 8. All right, we got our 8 double stitches. Now we have to have another one of those micro dot picots and 3 double stitches. That's 1, 2, and 3. This is the center leaf of our clover. Now, I'm going to open that ring up and drop that shuttle down and post it. Almost forgot. Almost. Now we got it in there. See, you want them snug. See how snug they are? Now see how snug they are together? You want them that snug. No gaposis. So we're going to do the next ring, which is 3. We want to turn that last ring a quarter turn to the left or right if you're left-handed, and put in 3 double stitches. Okay, we got the third half of that. And we're going to go back down there with our unicorn shuttle, our unicorn crochet hook. That's got a shuttle on. All right, loop it on our finger, take that shuttle up through it, and join it and pull it down till it's snug up without overlapping. You don't want it to overlap. Now, I need more thread in my loom. I've just joined, right? That is considered a half stitch at this point. So you can open it and it will not fold over the leg because you haven't even started the next stitch. Okay? So we're going to put in 4 double stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, put in another micro. Go over and take 7 double stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now, at this point, because we're working on dark thread, happy holidays, Joan. At this point, because we're working with dark thread, if a stitch didn't flip, you can check by pulling on the back side, then pull forward. Okay, that will tell you if all your stitches flip. So you don't have to sit there and zoom in and put binocular vision on to do that. Okay, just a little tab, a bit of information. Put our shuttle through it and close. That shuttle posted. Draw it in tight and everything's looking nice. And we're going to reverse our work. Once we reverse our work, we wrap our hand for the chain loom and we put in, how many? 14 double stitches. We go 1 and draw those 2 sides together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Add 2 more, that's 13 and 14. Now, we've got our chain in, and the more stitches you get on a chain, you have to go back through and double check and make sure your core thread lays flat, okay? So take your finger and run it up through your stitches and just push your nail down between the stitches. It will force that core thread to lay flat. Then pop your arc in. Now, here's what we're going to do. We can add our little beads here onto the thread. Now, if you've got a jump ring on it, you just grab it by the jump ring, your crochet hook, and your jump ring. Grab your thread and pull it through. If, okay, you're going to just join the little bead in your hand, grab your unicorn uh, crochet hook, run it through your little loop, grab your thread, and pull it through your little loop. Okay, that's fidgety with these bigger beads. Okay, but you can do it. It just takes time. Pull you off some, put your finger in there, get everything lined back up the way it's supposed to go before you put in anything. Now, this is a lock stitch, folks. When we run this shuttle up through here, it's gonna lock that stitch in place. All right? All of my little stuff here. It's all wonky. There we go. We got it. We want our tatting facing up, our clover. We want our bead facing down. So just work it in, okay? And don't pull real tight. Pull it too tight, it's gonna cause that bead to flip up, okay? Give it a little gap, right? Now, come in with the second half of your chain. If you keep that level and not going nowhere. All right, so put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're in like Flynn. See how everything's starting to play around? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, we got her on there. We're going to reverse our work, come back in, and we're going to do our first ring, and we're going to join it to the previous clover. So let's do that. And it's 7, join, 4, picot 3. So we're going 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab our unicorn, pull it through, hook it on our finger, and go right through that. Join that side right there. Put in 4 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little micro dot. picot there, and 3 double stitches. It's 2 and 3. And you repeat that sequence for as long as you want your necklace to hang with your little baubles. Okay? Everybody got that? Do we have any questions? No, I didn't post a shuttle on that last ring. I should have, but I didn't. I'll post it later for it. Now, to do our split rings, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is put this out of the way. All right. And I'm going to grab this shuttle here, and I'm going to show you this split ring. Let me grab another shuttle to add this to. Won't take me but a second. Wind me a bobbin. Told you I got all kinds of shuttles. You name it, I got it. All right. My scissors. Now, let's do our split ring. Now, this is our necklace. Say we've got it finished and we want our split rings to come in. You're going to run crochet hook through your picot. Okay. Gonna set this up like this for right now because we're just joining it to the picot. Grab it and pull it through. Loop that on your finger. All right, take your shuttle through, and you have now officially joined it with a lock joint. It's not going nowhere. Now we're going to do our split. Wrap your hand for a ring. Now the split ring will be 7 split 7. So put in 7 double stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. No, no, no. I don't know who's pinging me. Pam, if you're pinging me, you'll have to wait till after class. It's distracting. Could be my son too. Back this up. We'll start this over and do it the right way. Not thinking. First one's a ring. I was going straight to a split ring, folks. Go ahead. Send me nastygrams. That's all right. It's been a while since I've taught a 2-hour class. I got news for you. I'm ready for my nap. I'm just saying. Y'all getting to watch me take out a ring. And you're going to get to watch me take out a lock joint. These are real fun to take out. Okay. The way you do that is you grab it from the back side, pull your thread forward. Yeah, you get well versed in ripping things over time. Now, see what I've done? I've opened up that ring. I think it just snoozed. That was my alarm to tell me, you got medicine to take. All right, let's do this the right way. We're going to do a ring first, then go into a split ring. Okay. I do have a half a brain in somewhere. We'll just go catch it later. There's two, three, four, five, six, and seven. I want to get into what all we want to learn on these other things. Okay. Let's get some of this done. All right. Now we're going to join. We grab our unicorn and we join. And we're going to go through that. It's a join. Join it to our beak. Put in the other 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make sure we got all 7 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, we still need one more. Always count off before you close that ring. Post your ring, post your shuttle, and close it. Once you close it, pull it tight. Now you're going to wrap your hand again for another ring. Okay? Put in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to flip our hand over. Now we got all this stuff in here that's in the way. Move it. Get it out of your way. Put in your 7 double stitches, starting with the second half first. Slide it over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give yourself some more thread. 6 and 7. That is our first split ring. Grab our original shuttle, the working shuttle. Pull our ring around, post our shuttle, close our ring. Okay? And you now have a split ring. And you would finish this up for the length of necklace that you want. Okay? So let's see. Jasmine, that's fine. This, the shuttle I'm using now, Melinda, this is a Clover bobbin shuttle. You can't get them in the States anymore. You have to get them from Clover, Japan. You can check from not Black Sheep, a Twisted Picot. She may have some. She buys from Clover, Japan. So, all right. Now let's get into these questions so that I can get them fully answered for you guys, and we can finish the class up. The first question that was on the table was, let me see, what did I do? Oh, right here. Okay, sewing in ends. Let's get into sewing in ends in our first class for the new semester on January 6th, because that's going to take a little bit of time. Split chains. That's another first semester. Okay. Because there's new beginners there. I don't want to confuse them. Throne rings. Let me show you a throne ring. All right, where can I? All right, let's do this. I'm going to just start. We got this. We got this. Not that one. This one? Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to take a chain off of this. All right, so let's do it. We're going to put in 5 double stitches. Two. Told you it went to sleep. 3, 4, and 5. Now, if you're only doing one throne ring, this is okay to do this. You can use your ball thread as a shuttle, okay? To do a throne ring off of your chain, you would grab your ball thread or shuttle 2, whatever shuttle 2 is, okay? You would wrap the loom around your hand. This is your working shuttle. You made your chain with the working shuttle. Now we're going to have a throne ring. So you lay your working shuttle down, pick up shuttle 2, and you would start tatting your ring. Okay. And we're just going to put 6 double stitches in here. I'm going to do this. All right. I'm going to cut some of this thread off. All right. Bub's your uncle, you're gone. Now, let me do this. We're going to do our ring. So we're going to do 6 double stitches and call it a ring. If we keep everything else out of the way, we'll do that. That's life. All right, get out of the way. Now, got our double stitch coming down. We're going to go when tatting with your fingers, you got to make sure everything that you don't want in your way is out of your way, or it will drive you to insanity and beyond. This is what they call finger tatting, and we do that quite often. Okay, get used to it. Try it on for size. It's a tool in your toolbox you will find very handy. All right, there's 3. There's 4. We can get it half. This is the half size. There's 5. Okay. Stitch did not slip. Open it back up. There's 5. Going here. Putting in the 6th one. All right. We got our 6 double stitches. Now we're going to close our ring. Pull it down there. And you want to post your shuttle or your thread. You want your thread to come from front to back. All right. Close that ring. And then wrap your hand for the second half of that chain. And then start putting your chain in. We're going to put 5 double stitches. 1, 2. Why is this thing backwards? 3, 4, and 5. And then you have a throne ring off of a chain. See that? There's your throne ring. Not the prettiest one, but there it is. All right. And the mock ring. This one's going to be a good one right here. I'm going to do it right here. To do a mock ring is a chain that wants to be a ring. In order to do a chain that wants to be a ring, you have to create a loop. So what you want to do is add a paper clip or a bulb pin, anything you can use as a placeholder. Okay, some thread off. What you're going to do is wrap your hand for a chain. Okay, bring your thread down around your finger. See your placeholder? Let that dangle down here. The reason you want that placeholder is so that if this thread gets gone, you're okay. All right, now set everything up in your loom. Get it all set. You want your loom as a chain, not a ring. Okay, now you start tatting. We're going to put in 6 double stitches. That's 4, 5, 6. We're going to put in a picot, and we're going to put in 5 more double stitches here because we got our first with picot. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, now we're in. What you want to do, see that loop of thread? You're going to run your shuttle through it like that. Once you get your shuttle through that loop, take your placeholder off. That will keep you from closing that loop before you're ready. Start closing the loop. It's just like needle tatters. Just the same ring needle tatters use. Okay? And you close your ring. Of course, it's not the prettiest one, but there's your ring. That's a self-closing mock ring. We have videos on the channel for this. Just look under beginner tatting technique. You will find it up there. We're going to set up a whole George's old site for her channel is going to be nothing but techniques based on level. All right, we're getting that worked up. That's what he's working on right now. So you guys will like that. Let me switch camera. I don't know about y'all, but that was a fun class. All right, what's the difference between a thrown ring and a reverse work and doing ring? A thrown ring will come off of a chain. A thrown ring can come off of another ring, a self-closing mock ring, for example, or it can come off of a split ring. That's in the advanced level. Okay. You're welcome. Any other questions? Bye, Harola. Reverse work and doing a ring is you're just reversing your work. You're going from a chain into a ring. When you're doing a ring off of the chain, you don't reverse your work. You take that second shuttle that's dangling off the hand here, and you do your ring. We'll get into that more in the classes for you guys. Which reminds me, I do have to take this, folks. That's my medicine. That 4:30 was regimented medicine. Mine quits at that time. Okay, any other questions? Oh, you're welcome, Desiree. Y'all make sure you give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, okay? And I want everyone to have a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful New Year, and may next year be very prosperous and healthy for you all. What's funny, Zach? Oh, you're welcome, Jasmine. Happy holidays to you too. Remember, stay safe, stay well, and stay happy. Until January 6th, y'all have a wonderful holiday break and get ready. Next year is going to knock your socks off. Now, here is the bonus. I've got two bonus patterns for you all. I'm going to put the links right here. Grab them. Pam, make sure you copy these links and put them in the group for me. All right, here they are. Let's see what we can do here. And see if it'll go. There you go. There's two patterns there. Pam, you put them in the group and also put them in the, I'll put them up on the website. Okay. I haven't had a chance to do that. I got the class ones in, but the other ones is there. Uh, y'all have a wonderful holiday. Go see your family. Spend time with them. Enjoy it. Okay. Don't eat too much. Hide the scales. If you have to step on the scales, set them all back. Okay. Just like we did the clock. Turn them back. All right. Y'all have a good one. And I will see you all on January 6th. Until then, may all your threads make beautiful lace. Happy tatting, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, wait a minute. Link says error. Okay, let me try that again. It's separate then. There's the wreath. Want the keyboard that ain't here. Here we go. There's the wreath. Let's try that. And then here's the ornament. This is Diane's webpage. Go check out her stuff on her page. She's got some beautiful patterns, folks. Beautiful patterns. And they're all free. Anything else before we close up the classroom? I'll knock the dust off of it when we come back. Happy holidays, Zach. All right. May all your leases come out beautiful. All right. That's next year's goal. Until then, I'll see y'all then. January 6th. Happy tatting, everyone. Bye bye.